It is officially day 3, although if you count the pre-work that we did, it's day 4. It's Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. I am beyond excited to share this lesson. Hello. Happy hump day. That's right. Hi, Dana. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our live stream. This is an exciting lesson. I've never shared this one before in a boot camp. And actually, I only have shared this lesson ever one time inside of Clutter Boss Academy. So you guys really are getting a brand new lesson. I think it meshes really well with all of this. It's a question that comes up all the time. Decluttering versus housekeeping. How can I declutter and also clean at the same time? Like, how does that even work? So I am so excited to share this lesson with you. I know, Amy, right? This is a really good one. I had to think for a really long time and do a lot of observation to figure out how do you clean and declutter at the same time and have a good answer for everyone. Hi. Hello. Beth, thank you. I don't normally wear color. So I normally wear like white, black, or blue. So this is really pushing me outside of my comfort zone here, which is kind of funny. But I am so glad. So you are on StreamYard. Whoever is asking that question, this is StreamYard. If you're commenting in this video and you can hear me, you are in the right spot. This is StreamYard. StreamYard streams right into Facebook. So a couple of announcements before we dive into today's lesson. We'll let everyone get to the actual stream. Yes, it's already working for you. Excellent. It's live. Glad that it's working for you, Mary. Yep, I'm out of my uniform. So, okay, a few announcements. We have this lesson today, and then tomorrow we have what I consider to be the most important lesson that I teach. So make sure that you catch tomorrow's lesson. On Friday, we have a live Q&A inside of a Zoom room. So I'm sorry to introduce new technology at the end of the week, but the hardest part for me doing these live videos is that I can't see you. And half of you guys come up as Facebook user on my end that I'm seeing with the comments. So I really, especially when we do Q&A, I like to be able to have a conversation, a real-time conversation with the person who's asking the question, not like a 10-second delay, type in the answer type of thing. That doesn't really work out so well for Q&A. So on Friday, we have a Q&A session in the Zoom room. We are also going to be doing our transformation celebration on Monday inside the Zoom room so that we can chat and we can celebrate and we can share our aha moments and mindset shifts and all of that stuff. And then Friday and Monday, there's 2 interviews. One is with Christine Owen. She is a clutter boss. She is training to become a coach with me now. I can't wait for you guys to hear her story. And the other is with Marsha. Marsha is also a clutter boss. Her mindset shifts have been astounding. Her house transformation is astounding. So I can't wait to share that interview with you. Christine will be Friday. Marsha will be on Monday. It'll be on StreamYard just like we are right now. Hello. Hurricane Utah. Kathleen, is that really the name of your town, or is there a hurricane in Utah right now? That's all right. Before we dive into the lesson, one last announcement. For this bootcamp, we created these implementation sessions, right? So where you can get support implementing what you are learning. It's called Clutter Coach on Call. It's something we've started about a month and a half ago with our other groups. They have been very successful. We planned, because we have so many people signed up for this bootcamp, we planned a ton of Clutter Coach on Call sessions. Because I'm super transparent with basically everything that I do, I want to share with you that we are not getting a lot of signups for our Clutter Coach on Call sessions. So if you have questions about a Clutter Coach on Call session, if you are on the fence about joining one, if you don't know what a Clutter Coach on Call session is, pop that into the comments. If you have an idea that would work better, I'm not opposed to pivoting and changing everything in the middle of a live free boot camp. You let me know, talk to me. This is how we create programs that work, is we have this communication open between us. Oh, Kim, you signed up for your first one. Excellent, excellent. Laureen signed up. Excellent. So the Clutter Coach on Call session, I'll just give you talk a little bit about that. Basically, it's a 2-hour decluttering session in a Zoom room with a clutter coach that I have trained. It's $20 and we're capping them at 20 people. So they're very small. Right now, each session only has a few people signed up. So there's a chance that your session will be really, really personal, really personal. You do not have to turn on your camera. So that's one question that we get all the time. You don't have to turn on your camera at all. You can just talk. It's basically, very, very honestly, when I was doing professional organizing in people's homes and I would go and sit with them, for 5 hours at a time, the Clutter Coach on Call sessions are a very, very close experience to actually hiring a professional organizer to come into your home. You can ask questions. You can ask where to get started. You can talk through a problem that you're having. The coaches they are incredible. They are so good. Now, here's the difference. When you hire a professional organizer, you are paying $50, $60, $70, $80, $90, $100 an hour. And when you do a Clutter Coach on Call session, you're paying $20 for 2 hours. So it's a really good approximation for having a professional organizer in your home, but you don't need to let anybody into your home. You go onto the Zoom call for 2 hours and you really learn so much from other people's experiences. It's totally, totally worth it. Anne signed up for 4 more because they're really good. There's no pressure. There's 100% no judgment. The coaches that I have trained are just as good as I am. I promise you, I'm not throwing you out to the wolves here. So if it's a group session. Yep, we have tons of them scheduled today, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because we really, really, really wanted a way to create support around actual implementation. We want you to be successful. Like, I am not going to do a program where you do not have every opportunity to be successful. So this is a really, really good way that you can get in there. And just dedicating 2 hours to anything improves your success rate, right? So doing it with other people, with the guidance and support of a coach, dramatically improves your success rate. Somebody in the comments earlier said, I'm not sure how much I'll accomplish, so I don't know if I should sign up. You're going to accomplish more in a coach on call session than you are on your own, because it's motivating and you can get answers. You're not going to get stuck. So whatever you would accomplish on your own, you will accomplish more. Now, everybody's working at their own pace. Everybody has their own circumstances, and we honor and value wherever you are on this process, right? So comparing yourself to others never works. It's like, that's the deal. Like, comparing yourself to others never works. It's based on your own progress, your own journey. So Clutter Coach on Call sessions. I see there's a lot of comments in here, but I think there's a lot of coaches in here also answering comments. So just let me know if there's anything I really need to, if you're a coach in here, just send me a text message and let me know if there's something I need to come back to and talk about at the end. Now, without further ado, we're going to get into today's lesson. If you didn't hear in the beginning when I was chatting, I've never done this lesson before, except for one time in Clutter Boss Academy, but I'm so excited to share it with you. It's my take on decluttering and housekeeping, how they work together, and how you can continue to declutter while also cleaning your house, right? Because so often I get this question, how can I declutter when I also have to clean, right? So let's dive into it. Let's talk about it. And if you have any questions with your Clutter Coach on Call session, like if you don't know what you signed up for, or if you can't find the email, just go ahead and drop an email to Gina@prioritizeyoursanity.com. Gina Ledwith she is our behind the scenes guru. She will help you out with everything, and she will smile the entire time. She's amazing. All right. Oh, and I can see Gina's on this live stream right now. Let me go ahead and share my slides. Share screen. Takes me just a second here to get them on here. Okay. I'm going to take me out. You can hear me now, though, right? I don't know what happened there. All right, can you guys hear me now? I'm sorry, I think I hit the wrong button. Let me know if you can hear me now. Is the sound still, okay, you can hear me now. Okay, excellent, excellent, excellent. I did see one question, how can it be personalized, these sessions, if there's 20 people in them? First of all, most sessions are not gonna have 20 people, we're just capping them. You would be shocked at how much, number one, your questions are going to be the same as other people's and how much you can talk to the coach, even with 20 people in a Zoom room. But if that's not for you, then that's okay. You don't have to join either, right? If that feels too overwhelming to you, that's fine. But of course, we make it we're going to totally make it. I'm going to go back to me for a second. Hold on. And then I'm getting into the slides. Here's the deal, okay? Think about how much value you're getting from a completely free boot camp right now. For $20, I'm going to make sure that coach on call session is 100% worth your $20. The way that we work is that we over deliver on everything. So if you're concerned about spending $20 because it might not be worth your time, my question to you is, has this free boot camp been worth your time? Because there is nothing that I am ever going to offer to you to purchase that is not going to be completely worth your time. That is a core value across all of my programs. I am so tired of so many advertisers selling stuff that is complete garbage, a total waste of money and a total waste of time. Before I launched any of this business, one thing that held me back was I didn't want to be one of those people who offered just complete, garbage. So I went the total other way. Now, this is the level of value that you get from everything that you do with me. This is a free boot camp. Look at how much value you're getting from it. Anything that you are going to actually pay for in the future working with me is going to be worth 1,000,000 times the actual amount of money, right? The value is going to be tremendous. That is a core principle of my business, period. Okay. So, all right, now I'm really going to get into housekeeping and clutter. Let's go back to this here. Sorry about that little digression there. Sometimes I go off on a tangent. You guys know that. All right, here we go. Can I just get a confirmation that you can still hear me? I think we are in good shape. There is a little delay, so it takes me a second to make sure that, okay. Can you guys still hear me? Give me a yes if you, okay, awesome. Thank you, Billy and Valerie. All right, now we really are going to go into this now. Housekeeping versus decluttering. Maintain what you have accomplished and keep moving forward in just 20 minutes a day. It really is possible. The legal disclaimer, this is for personal use only. Okay, so when we think about the everyday tasks that we need to do, I've got to present this. Hold on, let me make it a big screen for everyone. Sorry. When we think about the everyday tasks that we need to do, what I would like for you to do is to think about breaking this down into 3 different categories. So we tend to lump everything into like house cleaning, right? Like our housekeeping. But it's actually not. And when you can kind of break it down into these 3 different categories, it's a lot easier to figure out how to tackle it. So tidying, which most people consider part of housekeeping, which I do not. Tidying is picking up and putting items away. The goal with this is to dramatically reduce the amount of tidying that we have to do. Routine household tasks are things that have to be done every day because we're generating something every day, and we need the equal and opposite action to get it back to the way it was. Laundry, we're wearing clothing every day. We need to do laundry every day. Dishes, we're dirtying dishes every day. We need to wash dishes every day. Decluttering, we're bringing clutter into the house. We're bringing stuff into the house every day. We need to get stuff out of the house every day. And then cleaning, actual cleaning is dirt and dust removal, sanitizing surfaces. It's like cleaning. And we're going to go into detail here with all of this. So tidying, we really lump this in with cleaning. It's just not. Tidying is the act of picking up items and putting them away. Your goal with tidying is to dramatically reduce the amount of time that you spend actually picking up and putting away. So one reason it's so hard to clean your house is because it's easier to clean a house that is picked up, right? So you don't have to, so you can clean under, you don't have to like pick up things to clean up underneath them. Your surfaces are clear. So here are some strategies to actually make it easier to tidy so that you can do your routine household tasks and your cleaning much more easily every day. Number one, I want you to start tackling your drop zones daily. And I'm going to talk about this a lot more in a second. Number two, get into the habit of putting things away immediately. There is a YouTuber that I follow. Her name is Jordan Page, and she has the 10-30 rule. Her idea is that if you can do something in 10 extra seconds or 30 extra steps, go ahead and do it. So that's kind of getting into the habit of putting things away immediately. Often putting things away means you're taking 10 extra steps or you're doing it in 10 extra seconds or in 30 extra steps. So think about that before you put something down. Could I put this away really quickly right now? Empower your children to pick up after themselves. We're going to talk a little bit more about this also. And then declutter and organize so it's easy to put things away. Remember, your house should mimic picking up and putting stuff away in your house should mimic the same idea as putting the dishes away, right? Doing the unloading the dishwasher. So when it's really, really super simple to put something away, you are dramatically reducing the amount of time that you spend tidying. So this is how all of these lessons really build upon each other. The less clutter that you have, the more organized the things that you own are, the easier it is to put stuff away, right? And then tidying is no big deal. Routine household tasks, everyday actions that generate chores, such as laundry, dishes, and decluttering. The goal here is to habitualize and schedule these chores. So you want to make them part of your habit or build them into your schedule. For example, don't wait for laundry and dishes to pile up. Instead, commit to doing them at the same time every day. So in one of my podcasts, I mentioned that I do my dishes every single morning or every single night, depending on like what's working in my schedule, at that period of time. And I don't wait for the dishwasher to be full. I do my dishes regardless of how full the dishwasher is, because one of the chores that my kids have is to unload the dishwasher. And I like to start cooking dinner with an empty dishwasher. So if I don't run the dishwasher every single morning, then they're not able to unload the dishes before we start making dinner, and then everything is thrown off. So I didn't think that this was that revolutionary, but a lot of people had never considered doing dishes with only a partially full dishwasher. I urge you, think outside of the box. We are living in a whole new world, and we need whole new habits and ways of looking at things to really make this our homes functional in today's day and age. The same thing with laundry. I do laundry every single morning, regardless of if I have a completely full load or not. Now, my laundry and my dishwasher, they both auto sense how full the machine is, and then they adjust the amount of water that's being used. So I don't feel like it's a big waste of water at all. In fact, Dishwashers and washing machines have gotten so much more efficient. I think the idea that you have to wait for a totally full load comes from when we first started making dishwashers and washing machines, and they used so much water and so much power. So the idea was you have to wait until you have the maximum amount in there because we don't want to waste water and we don't want to waste power. That's not the case anymore. Yes, they still take a little bit of water and they still take a little bit of power, but it's truly a fraction of what it was when this mindset was passed along to us that we have to wait until it's totally full to do it. Now it's using a little tiny bit of water, a little tiny bit of power, and our lives are way, way, way busier. So we need to make adjustments basically with everything that we deal with in our homes today. And one of the adjustments that I make is I need to habitualize and schedule these everyday things and just make sure they get done at the same time every single day. Otherwise, they pile up and they don't get done. If I don't run my dishwasher on a schedule, what ends up happening if I wait for it to be totally full is that I get to the point where I have too many dishes to put into it, and then I have to run it once and I still have dishes left over. So that's my little hack for dishes and laundry. The same thing with our decluttering. You want to have a system for routinely removing items from your house. And again, why don't we have this system? Because our parents and grandparents didn't need to routinely remove items from the house. They weren't getting deliveries every single day. They weren't stopping at Target and going into the dollar bins once a week. They just weren't bringing as much into the house every single day. So they didn't have to have a plan to remove stuff from the house every day, but we do. So it's helpful to have some systems in your house that can support the flow of items going out. We have a laundry basket in our closet that is just for donations. I line it with a plastic bag. Whenever clothing is ready for the donation bin, it goes right into there. Not when it's dirty, I wash it first, but then I just toss it into the laundry bin, go to the donation center, at least once a week or depending on, we don't have a lot of stuff going into our house anymore because I've been doing this for so long. Have a box strategically placed someplace in your house, a donation box. So when something is ready for donation, instead of putting it away and trying to remember later that you're going to have to donate it, then you have a box right there ready to go. When the box is full, bring it to the donation center. I know Marie, who did the box a day challenge for 365 days, she said that she has boxes all over her house. So whenever she, in each room, whenever she sees something in a room that she wants to donate, the box is right there. There's no extra thought involved. There's a box, pop it in. And then, especially in the beginning, you're going to want to have a pretty routine schedule stop at a donation center. So if you're always going grocery shopping on the same day, or you're always, your kid has a sporting thing that they go to or a lesson every single week, just plan to go to the donation center with one of those things that you're already doing. One of the best ways to create a new habit is to attach it to an existing habit. So for example, if you want to start doing your laundry every day, the habit that when I actually got into this, the habit that I attached folding and putting away laundry to was brushing my teeth. So I wouldn't brush my teeth at night before going to bed until my laundry was folded and put away. And because it's only one load of laundry a day, it just takes maybe 10 minutes to fold it and put it away. So that was my habit that I attached to another habit to create the habit. I hope that makes sense. I'm just going to pop in and look at the comments here and make sure that everyone's okay. Yep. All right. Everyone's here. Everyone's okay. Perfect. All right. Back over to this lesson. Cleaning. So this is really where we're removing dirt and dust and sanitizing surfaces. Cleaning is not picking up and putting away. It's not folding laundry. It's actually cleaning. And the way that I work this into my everyday schedule is to squeeze it in or automate it. So this is the best strategy that I have found for making sure that most of the house cleaning gets done every week. Now, there's always a day maybe once a month where we do a really deep clean of the house. But for the most part, we squeeze in our cleaning and automate as much as we possibly can. Some strategies to support this. Shift your mindset. This was really, really critical for me. I used to think, I only have 5 minutes. I can't get anything done. I'll just scroll my phone instead. Who can relate to that? Give me a little emoji in the comments if you can relate to that. The mindset shift that has made a tremendous difference for me has been to think about how much I could get done in 5 minutes now. Sorry, I had to have a sip of water there. So instead of thinking, there's nothing, I don't have enough time to get anything done, now I think, gosh, I have 5 minutes. I wonder how much I could possibly accomplish in 5 minutes. And what I was so shocked to find out, and what so many people who have taken this advice have, gotten back to me with the same feedback, it's incredible how much you can do in 5 minutes. So for example, when I am, we'll go back to brushing your teeth. When I'm brushing my teeth, I also wipe down the kitchen sink, right? I squeeze in that little bit of cleaning while I'm doing something else, or when I have just a couple of minutes. If I have to wait in a car line to pick up my kids, I'll even wipe down my car real quickly while I'm in the car line, because there's nothing else to do. I used to sit and scroll my phone, which is not even that safe to do, especially when you're in a car line. But now I actually wipe down my car, or I clean out my purse, or I remove garbage from the car. Squeeze in whatever you can possibly do into those 5 minutes. Set a timer on your phone and see how much you can get done in 5 minutes when it comes to cleaning. You could probably wipe down your whole entire counter in your kitchen in 5 minutes. It's incredible how much you can do in 5 minutes. Squeeze and cleaning while you're doing something else. Also, while I take a shower, every day that I'm in the shower, I clean a little portion of my shower, just like one section. And then, every couple of days, the entire shower has been cleaned. And then I repeat. It just takes maybe a minute extra in the shower every day to scrub one section, but that's how I clean my shower. Automate your cleaning with intelligent cleaning products like robotic vacuums. My Roombas, I have 2 Roombas. They run all the time. They're always running because they're always picking up stuff off the floor. That means that I can vacuum less. Not that I don't ever have to vacuum, or that I don't ever have to maintain my Roomba and empty it out, but this is 2021. Again, we work so hard. We take care of other people. We deal with so much more than we ever have dealt with in the past. There is no reason that you should not be supporting your cleaning your house with things that make it easier for you to get it done. And if that means getting a Roomba, then get the Roomba. If that means, trying a different cleaning product that works better, try a different cleaning product that works better. Honestly, when it comes to stopping the flow in, this is one area that I am kind of most loose about. If it is going to make my life easier and save me time, I will try it. I will 100% invest in it and try it, because it's totally worth saving my time. It's all about time. Schedules here tend to fail because our lives are fluid and changing. So that's why I really like more squeeze in or automate what you can. If I always try and schedule cleaning like on Sunday afternoon, the problem is sometimes on Sunday afternoon, we have an event to go to. So then I don't end up cleaning. So because our lives are really very fluid, we have to be more fluid when it comes to trying to stick to a really rigid schedule of cleaning. I have found this squeezing in and automating to be so much more effective. The 20-minute quick clean is something that I preach about all the time. So every single day, spending 20 minutes basically tackling your house and try and make it a fun 20 minutes makes a tremendous difference in your ability to maintain a decluttered, an organized, and a clean home. The 20-minute quick clean starts in every household with tackling your drop zones. Do not let a drop zone become a stay zone. So the way that it works is you're going to put on music that you love. You're going to get into a mindset that is positive. You're going to look at this experience as self-care. You're doing something for your future self. It's going to be a positive experience, and you're going to stop after 20 minutes. So you're not going to go on past 20 minutes. So you're going to get your kids involved. You're going to say 20 minutes, tackle drop zones, pick up and put away. Do not let a drop zone become a stay zone. You're going to set your timer. When the timer goes off, you're going to stop. You're going to say, thank you so much for helping me. That's it. Every single night, 20 minutes. What ends up happening with the 20-minute quick clean over time, you start by focusing on tidying, by focusing on picking up and putting away. But as you go through this process, that becomes so much easier. Your drop zones in the beginning are mountains, right? But after a few weeks, your drop zones, because you've been consistently tackling them every single day for 20 minutes, your drop zones are just a couple of items. So it doesn't take the entire 20 minutes to do the tidying. What you can then do is move on to routine household tasks. So you have 20 minutes, maybe you spend 5 minutes or 7 minutes tackling those drop zones, tidying up, but you have, 15 minutes or so left over. Now you can start to take that 20-minute quick clean and use it for routine household tasks. Get that laundry put away, get those dishes done, grab a couple of things that need to be decluttered. And then what happens, and I know this sounds so hard to believe, so you're just going to have to trust me on this. What happens after that is the tidying takes a couple of minutes, maybe 1 or 2. Your routine household tasks maybe take 10 or 12 minutes. And then you have a little bit of time that you can also spend cleaning. So that 20-minute quick clean covers a ton of stuff over time if you stick to this. And you can get so much of your actual cleaning done in the last 5 minutes or 7 minutes of your 20-minute quick clean over time. So that is the 20-minute quick clean. I highly recommend trying it. And then I wanted to just talk a little bit about how does clutter impact housekeeping in general. So all of this sounds great, right? And we maybe don't recognize all of the different ways that having clutter in our homes is taking away from so many of our processes. So I wanted to just quickly go through this list that I came up with. Okay, actually, these slides might be slightly out of order. And since this is the first time I'm delivering this lesson live, you guys are going to have to bear with me as I tweak on the go. It all comes down to time. The reason that you are here, the reason that you are trying to declutter is because at the end of the day, we are talking about our time. Time is a non-renewable resource. You can never, ever, ever get it back. Money is a renewable resource. You can always make more money in the future. And I think that we know that clutter is stealing our time, but until we start going on this whole journey, we don't realize exactly how much time clutter has been stealing from our lives for so long. So for example, when you have clutter, everyday tasks become so much more difficult. You spend a lot of time just figuring out where to even get started. You need to move items out of the way if you want to clean or even do dishes. You have extra stuff just to take care of. You have extra stuff to clean, to dust, to think about, to extra things that can get broken that then need to be fixed. So it's extra things on your to-do list. You waste time looking for your cleaning supplies. You have a hard time putting stuff away. You feel overwhelmed, so you shut down and you don't get started. And you feel lots of other negative emotions such as anger and resentment. And these feelings, and this is the most insidious way that clutter is stealing our time, these feelings spill into our future interactions. So you wake up in the morning, finding clothing becomes this whole ordeal. You're annoyed. So you take that annoyance into the next interaction that you have with your family members. It just steals that moment where you could have had a positive interaction, but now you're frustrated, you're angry with yourself, you have all these other things going on, and the interaction is not as positive as it would have been had you not dealt with the clutter first thing. So it's just, again, these little insidious ways that clutter is stealing our time. I have a couple more time-based rules to tack on to the end of this lesson. So the 5-minute rule, if there is any task that takes less than 5 minutes to do, complete it immediately. So this goes back to that mindset shift. It's not, I don't have enough time to complete anything. It's how much can I possibly do in 5 minutes? And if you can do something in 5 minutes or less, don't think about doing it for 5 minutes and not do it. Just get it done. It probably takes less than a minute. Most tasks that we think about for days and days and days are like 30-second to 90-second long tasks. So if you can do it quickly, stop wasting your time thinking about it and just do it. It's a tremendously helpful mindset shift. The 24-hour rule. So especially in the beginning of your decluttering, anything that is leaving your home should be at its next destination 24 hours later. Oh, and sorry, there shouldn't be an apostrophe there. So anything that is leaving your home should be at its next destination 24 hours later, not in your car. So get that stuff out of your house, out of your life as quickly as possible so it's not stealing your time anymore. And finally, the 20-minute quick clean is my last, which we already just dove into, but that's my last kind of time-based rule that we operate with. 20 minutes dedicated every single day to picking up and putting away. Make it fun and always include your drop zones first. At the end of the day, you want to start valuing what you own in terms of your time and not in terms of your money. And I drill down on this point so much because it's so critically important. We just don't know how much time we have. So instead of looking at something and saying, oh gosh, that cost $100 and it still has its tags on it, remember how much of your time, how much of your life are you willing to continue to exchange for an item, in this case, a piece of clothing that you've never worn and are never going to wear. Is it worth your time? Is it worth your life? Because it's never about the money. It's always about the time. And once you free yourself from the hold that these thoughts have on you, your life opens up in whole new way, like in tremendously new ways. It's incredible what can flow in when you let go of the items that are just holding you back. I use this picture on this slide because the reason that I am here and the reason that I have become so passionate about clutter is because I was in your shoes years ago. I could not figure out how I could be so organized and still feel the overwhelming burden of having so much stuff in my house. Now, I had one of those homes that you would walk into and you wouldn't think that I had clutter, but we just had way too much stuff for the space that we had. And it was so draining on me emotionally. It affected my mental health in ways that I am not going to get into right now. But once I really figured out this whole decluttering, what was really most important, once I had the right tools, the right coaches, the right resources, and this took me like 10 years. I mean, it took like a really long time to really, really fully understand and then turn this into a business and all of this. I mean, it took me forever to get out from underneath my own clutter. But once I did, my life was so dramatically different. This picture is from a road trip that I took with my kids. I took my daughters and my niece on an 8-week cross-country road trip a couple of years back. We visited 21 national parks. We just drove in my car. We took my car and went on this road trip. And I know for certain that if I still was dealing with all of my clutter and all of the things that, if I had not addressed over the past decade, all of the different things that I did address, I would never in a million years have been able to have this experience with my kids. This time is worth more than any possession that you own, period. These experiences are what stays with you and your family and your friends for the rest of your lives. This is why you're here. So I like to talk about this because I think it really gets to the heart of what you're doing in this group. When you complete this process, you free yourself from the burden of clutter. You give yourself and your loved ones the gift of your time. And there is nothing more valuable than that. That is what is worth the most. Okay, so your action steps today. um, I want you to actually do a 20-minute quick clean and let us know how it goes. Let us know what your thoughts are afterwards. And then, of course, add the photo of your 15 items that are leaving. Drop a stop the flow in if you were successful at not bringing anything into your home today. And if you have a clutter buddy, tag them in the post. So let me go back to my face here. All right. Woo. Hi. I feel like I just need to like breathe for a second. That whenever I do that time lesson and I actually go back on that journey, my own journey, and think about what has changed in my life since then, I become very emotional. This is real Jess here. You guys are, again, I'm not selling you some fake story or anything. Like this is, I know how life-changing this process is. So yeah. All right. What questions can I answer? All right. So, okay, did it take me 10 years to get my clutter under control? This is this is a good question. The answer is yes and no. So what I learned on my own journey and the way that I structure all of the programs that I do right now is that all of our clutter is connected. So while it didn't take me 10 years to get my house under control, I had to deal with a lot of other clutter that was also going on in my life. I had relationship clutter. I had, financial clutter, emotional clutter, health and nutrition clutter, and it was all connected. So once you start kind of untangling the stuff in your house, you also start untangling the stuff in your head. And you have to kind of, what I found, I had to stop where I was, figure out what resources I needed next to keep moving forward, find that resource, implement what I learned. It took, I would say it was a journey of about 10 years. I got my house under control. The thing that took me the longest was communication. I had a lot of expectation clutter. I had a lot of resentment. It took me the longest time to really learn how to communicate with myself, how to talk to myself, how to communicate with the people that I love, how to really bring that all together. The name of my podcast is It's All Clutter because I believe it's all connected. What I offer to you guys, if you continue to work with me moving forward, like in Clutter Boss Academy, is all of those resources that I needed, I have pulled together into a 1-year program. So I understand how you're going to go on this journey and you're going to get to a point and you're going to say, hold on, I can't even go into that room because there's some other stuff I have to deal with first. Like I can't actually look at my old bills because I have a lot of financial clutter and I have to have support around doing that. So that's something that would have stopped me in my tracks for like 2 years in the past because I would have to find the right resource to help me deal with that. But now in all of the programs that I create, I pull together all of those resources so they're all right there for you. That's like the premise of everything that I do. So it didn't take me 10 years to tackle my house, although, it's always an ongoing journey because there will always be stuff coming in. But I would say it took me 10 years to really stabilize and understand and get to where I am today, to where I could really teach this and share this with others. So, let's see here. Clutter Boss Academy starts. Gina, when does Clutter Boss Academy start? I think the next enrollment starts in 2 weeks. So we do these boot camps and then we offer you a spot in Clutter Boss Academy if you are interested in continuing to move forward with us. If you want more information about that right now, just contact me. I am going to have all of the program information and all of the enrollment information available on Monday. So until then, if you want information before that, just drop me an email. You can look at clutterbossacademy.com. That sales page is not fully complete yet. There's a lot more information I'm adding to it. I decided to revamp all of my websites and everything right before doing this boot camp, which is bad timing on my part, but I'm getting it all done. So, did your family start helping you right away? How do I get help from them? That's a great question. So here's the deal, it's going to be different for every single family. And this is where communication really comes into play. I 100% believe that your children need to be a part of this process. We can talk through a lot of different strategies about how to get children involved. But like in my house, that 20-minute quick clean is completely non-negotiable. That has got to happen every single night. But I lead by example. Okay. So whereas in the past, I would have yelled and, been angry, annoyed, I would feel not happy with myself or with my interactions. Once I learned for myself, how to switch that, how to make it fun, how to not go over 20 minutes, and just, like, this is it. You have to help out. Otherwise, you don't get your electronics. Like, that's basically, as far as I can tell, the only thing I can take away from my kids that actually matters. But it's because it's just a part of our routine now. It's not even, there's no like discussion around it. We just do it. Everyone does it. My husband, on the other hand, now he works all the time, right? He is a very hard worker. He takes care of a lot of other stuff around the house that I don't take care of. So we have kind of a division of labor, if you will. But he'll help out with stuff. I have to usually be very specific with what I ask him because I've learned how to communicate with him in a way that works for both of us. And what happened in the past is we would get into these, what I call communication grooves. We would have the same conversation on repeat every single day. I would feel the same emotions after those conversations. Nothing would change. We have an expression, I think it's actually a Buddhist expression, maybe, I'm not sure. No change, no change. If there is no change, you cannot expect for there to be any change. No change, no change. So even though I may have been validated in my feelings about how things were happening around here, the way that I was communicating, and just, it didn't, you can be as valid as you want. Feeling resentful is not going to get you anywhere. There's another line that I read that was really helpful for me. It was so it goes, feeling resentful is like swallowing poison and expecting somebody else to get sick. So once I started to tackle my own stuff, right? How can I communicate differently? What can I do that is different? I was actually just astounded by how our relationship changed and how things started to get done around the house that they hadn't before. But it's a process. It's a process. And, you have to kind of really look at yourself and say, what can I do differently? Even if you're totally justified in feeling like you're the only person doing everything around the house, you have to try a different strategy if you want a different result. That is just how it goes. But with kids, I think I say this all the time, like 70 years ago, people had kids just so that they would have more help around their house or their farm or their store or whatever they had. Now we have kids and we expect them to do nothing. So there's expectations when it comes to kids that they help out. They are a part of this family unit. And there is a lot of, because, I go back to data and research here. There is a lot of data that talks about, and research that talks about, how when children have responsibility around the house, and it's non-negotiable, when they have actual responsibility, they might not love it, but they do get that sense of feeling valued and feeling part of a community. Your family is your first community that you're introduced to as a child. So making sure that your kids have a role and responsibility in that family is really important for their mental wellness. They feel needed. And that is something that our kids need more now than ever. So there's a lot of data and research around giving kids chores. And I have absolutely no reservations about making my kids be a part of our family unit. I mean, look, I'm working, my husband's working, everyone is busy. Everybody needs to help out. Everybody needs to contribute. That's just how it is. Please explain what a daily 20-minute quick clean would look like. So Anna, did you hear that whole lesson? I really went into detail there. It basically, like, we start before or after dinner, depending on what's going on. And we just set a timer on the stove for 20 minutes. We start by tackling our drop zones. I think there was a question about what a drop zone is. A drop zone is a spot where things pile up. So it's usually like the counter next to the door, or in our case, like we have we walk in, we don't really have like an entry. We have like kind of an entryway, like an entry hallway. So when people come into the house, like everything gets dropped into that hallway. Shoes come off there, bags get put down there, mail gets dropped there, like everything just gets dropped there, right? So the 20-minute quick clean starts at your drop zones. Where are things just piling up? Tackle those first. That might take the whole 20 minutes. That's okay. Once you are able to tackle your drop zones pretty quickly, then you move on to routine household tasks, things that have to get done every day, dishes and laundry, decluttering, that type of stuff. Like what needs to get done every single day for you to function. That's what the next section of the 20-minute quick clean. And if you can get through your drop zones, your pick up and put away, if you can get through a lot of your, routine household tasks, then there's usually a little bit of time left over for cleaning, like vacuuming or washing the floor or, whatever it is. So that's what a typical 20-minute cleanup for us looks like. It'll look different for everybody depending on your house and your family and all of that. But 20 minutes is every day makes a huge difference. Yeah, children are capable of making contributions to a household. It teaches them responsibility. It teaches them that they're an important human. I mean, period. That's it. Oh, Heather, you watched me and Allison on YouTube. So on Friday mornings, my mindset coach, Allison McIntosh, and I we just started a podcast. It's called The Show with No Name. I will stream it into our bootcamp group this week. We just talk about whatever. I'm so glad that you found it inspiring. Thank you. We try and keep it very, very real. Lorene, your kitchen table is a drop zone. Yeah, kitchen tables are huge drop zones. Dining room tables, any surface can be a drop zone, right? So tackle those drop zones first. Don't let a drop zone become a stay zone. Yeah, if your whole house is a drop zone, that's okay. That's what the 20-minute quick clean is designed to do. Just start tackling any area that is a drop zone. And then tomorrow, continue to tackle your drop zones. I promise you're going to get through those drop zones like in, a few weeks. And then you'll just really be able to identify where things are being dropped. Let's see. I have made an appointment with a therapist to help me get through this. I am not sure who left that comment because it just says Facebook user, but I want to tell you, I 100% support you doing that. This is no joke, okay? This process, decluttering, is so much bigger than just the stuff. 100%, if you need the support of a therapist, please go make an appointment. Find somebody that you like and that can support you on this journey. We need support in our lives, period. We need support and we deserve support because we are doing a lot. We are doing so much. Ooh, my staircase is a drop zone. That's another great, my staircase is a drop zone also. Nobody wants to walk all the way up the stairs, but that's a great thing to do during your 20-minute quick clean. Tackle the stairs. Let's see. Sandra, okay, thank you for putting your name in there. I still avoid these short sessions. I always have a hard time getting started. Okay, so again, I'm not sure what your name is, but we have 5 minutes left on this call. What can you do in 5 minutes right now? Don't overthink it. Like really, don't overthink it. Like here's another strategy that I teach. It's called touch and tackle. Put your hand on something, tackle it. Where does it go? Put your hand on the next thing, tackle it. Where does it go? Put your hand on the next thing, tackle it. Where does it go? Touch and tackle. Do not overthink starting, right? This is like a classic thing. And I did this for years. I mean, I still do this with a lot of stuff, but I know I'm a lot better now. Touch something and tackle it. You don't know where to start. Close your eyes, feel something, tackle it. What are you going to do with that thing, right? And you don't have to make the perfect decision. You just have to make a decision. Once you get into the habit of making decisions, that's the key to all of this. This is a ton of decision making. So just make a decision. What's the worst case scenario if you put something into the wrong spot? You can move it later. It's okay. There's no the consequence is pretty little. What if it's my family filling a drop zone, like your husband? So, Lorene, just start with your own stuff. We never throw away anyone else's things, but what you could possibly do with your husband's stuff is put it into a box, right? So here is your stuff. And then you just deal with what you can deal with and just keep talking to him about it, in different ways. Write a letter. Another thing that I teach in communication is a compliment sandwich. So this was actually a strategy that was taught to my children when they were in second grade by their most amazing teacher. And it was like during a reading critique session, she would teach them how to do a compliment sandwich. I happened to be in their classroom on this day and I heard this lesson, and I have been teaching this to adults ever since then. So the compliment sandwich is very simple. Start with a compliment, put your request in the middle, end with a compliment. So for example, I used this with my husband in the beginning when I was working on our communication all the time. I would say, I really want to say thank you for all of the effort that you put in to making sure our family is always provided for. I desperately need more help around the house. Can you start whatever it was? Can you make sure to take out the garbage every single day? I know you're tired at the end of the day, and I just want to let you know I appreciate it so much, more than you could ever know, right? Compliment, request, compliment. It's so simple, and it works like almost disgustingly well, right? So 100% try a compliment sandwich. Say, listen, I know that you're bringing in a lot of stuff to support our family, and you're always doing the best for us. Right now, things are so overwhelming. I need you to stop bringing stuff in for a week. Thank you so much for supporting me as I try to deal with the overwhelm. Compliment, request, compliment, right? There's, I can even post like a little worksheet for this if you want, that I created. I don't know if I put it into the workbook or not, because this wasn't actually in the lesson, but that's the compliment sandwich is brilliant. It works with second graders and it works with spouses. So now I find, because we do this so much in our household, like I'll cook dinner and somebody will say to me, Mom, thanks for cooking dinner. This really is terrible, but I appreciate the time that you put into it. So it's become like a funny little thing that we do, but it's really effective. How do I create time-lapse videos? I only know how to do it on an iPhone. So you go into your camera, right? So you go into your camera, and then right on the bottom here, you can scroll over to time-lapse. Whoops. Time-lapse. And then you press the time, you set it up so it like watches you. Well, press the time lapse, and it'll just keep taking a video for a really long time. And then you play it back and it's all in fast motion. It's great. Do a time lapse video for 5 minutes. They are so fun to watch. Oh, Carrie, I'm glad that you like the compliment sandwich. In the replay, are the comments also available? I think they are if you replay through the same link on Facebook. But I've also been uploading replays onto YouTube, which everything's going to come down next Wednesday. So those don't have the comments in there. Is time-lapse an iPhone thing? I have no idea. It's definitely on iPhones. I think it's on Androids also. So if there's any Android users out there, are you able to time-lapse? You must be able to. Carla, touch and tackle. Touch something and make a decision about where it goes, or do something with it. Touch whatever you touch, deal with it. Don't push it aside. Oh, Amber says I can do time lapses on my Android. So you can do a time lapse on an iPhone or an Android. It would be so fun if we put all our time lapse videos of our 20-minute quick clean or of our 5 minutes or whatever it is. Pop a time lapse video into our group. They are so, so fun to watch. Let's see. Oh, okay. So Amber is going to make a live video later. All right. We are at the end of our hour. I almost have no voice left. I'm going to take a sip of water real quick. All right. Oh, on Android, it's called hyperlapse. All right. We have a different Android word there. That is all for right now. Once again, if you have not signed up for a Clutter Coach on Call session, I highly recommend them if you want help implementing anything that you have learned. If you want to do a 20-minute quick clean while you're in a Clutter Coach on Call session, if you want to figure out where to get started, if you want to talk through any issues, if you want to just meet other people in a smaller setting, Clutter Coach on Call sessions, go sign up for them. And I will be back tomorrow with what I consider to be the most important lesson that you are going to hear. And then we have Q&A on Friday and our transformation celebration on Monday. So the fun continues all week long, past the week actually. And I cannot wait to chat with you guys and see you all again tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Bye.